Good afternoon, group. My name is Jenny Cabral, and I'm here to give you speech number 2. For my second speech, I have chosen to talk about a place in Paris, France, known as the Catacombs, or to many, also known as the Dark Underwood of Paris. During this speech, I'm going to inform you briefly about the history of the catacombs, how it affected the community, and how you can visit the catacombs today. When we think of Paris, we think of the Louvre or the Eiffel Tower or the romantic scenes we see in movies. But we never really think of the surface that we walk on. In Paris, below the surface that you walk on lies approximately 6 million bodies. In 2012, we took a quick trip to Paris for the weekend. While walking the streets like any normal tourist, we inquired about the long line outside the Australian bar. We wanted to know why people were waiting 2 hours in this line. What must we see? What was the significance? What was the history? Well, a small vendor selling little trinkets had informed us that it was the catacombs. We asked, "What are the catacombs? We've never heard of them before." He provided us with a brochure and said it's a must-see tourist attraction. We quickly jumped in line. According to the Ancient Origins website, by definition, the catacombs are a network of old caves and tunnels, stretching hundreds of miles, that are seamlessly lined with bones of the dead. The catacombs are made up of limestone walls that line the outskirts of Paris. It was created in the galleries of the former rock pit, which is where they would take the rocks from, and they used the rocks to build the capital. It's said that this natural resource has been around since the Romans, the time of the Romans. So the catacombs became the catacombs around the 18th century. This is when the cemeteries became flooded with bodies that they didn't have room for. Without the space, and with the need of space, it led to improper burials, open graves, and unearthed corpses. Well, people who lived close to the cemetery, like in Las Halles neighborhood, started to complain about the smell of the decomposed flesh. This was creating an issue with the community. Also, not only within the neighborhoods, but also with small stores. Small stores were complaining of the smell, which was turning away business, which was not profitable for them. So, with the running out of space, they needed to find a place to house or bury these dead corpses. Well, the making of the catacombs is how they housed the dead bodies. The old tunnels existed beneath the streets of Paris since the 13th century, per an online article by Natasha Gilling. Therefore, they started to move all of the bodies from the cemeteries to these rock pits. It took the city workers about 12 years to move all the bones. The number of bodies range from 6 to 7 million, which is a lot of bodies to move from the cemeteries into these caves. They had to pack up the bones individually and transport them into the caves to reform them into the limestone. Some of the oldest bones date back to over 2,000 years ago. Many family members and relatives were buried here in the catacombs, but also some of the most famous people were buried there too. Some famous people mentioned in the official catacombs website that remain there still today would include Jean Marat, one of the Revolution's most radical voices, along with a famous painter, Simon Voigt. The final transfer of the bones took place in 1959 during the urban regeneration. Once the transfers of the final bones took place, they shut it down in around 1995. In 2002, the catacombs officially became a part of the History of Paris Museum. After the takeover of the catacombs in around 2008, they reopened the catacombs for visitors and to become a tourist attraction after the 3 months of hard labor to get them serviceable again. Today you can tour the catacombs for a small fee. It's approximately €27 to take the tour of the catacombs. I highly recommend it if you're in the area. Just some fun facts about the Catacombs is that it's about 20 meters or 65 feet in depth, which is also equivalent to about 5 stories. The total number of steps during the tour is about 213. It takes about 130 to go down and about 83 to reach the exit. Also, the distance covered by the tour is about 1.25 miles. The average duration of the tour is about 45 minutes, and it's about 11,000 square feet. So if you think about the size of your house, 11,000 square feet is pretty large. And then it's about a half a mile in length that you can view the different galleys. So if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you so much for taking the time to sit down and listen to my speech, and I look forward to your constructive criticism. Thank you!